Frank Rock. This is the House Farming Sports Channel coming at you. Tennessee base Vols drop game 2 tonight, 8-5 against Ole Miss. They'll be looking to salvage the weekend series tomorrow and win their first SEC series of the season. But we're seeing things happen just like last weekend as Tennessee had their chances tonight. And, at the end, the bullpen falters. Too many strikeouts. I mean, let's get right into this thing tonight. The thing that bothers me the most is you get into this game, 15 strikeouts for Tennessee tonight. I'm going to try to share my screen here with you, and we're just going to look these stats together on it. As I don't know, to me, yeah, maybe sometimes I just have to accept what this team is. But you look at it here: Christian Moore 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Blake Burke only 1 strikeout. Billy Amick 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Kavaris Tears with the strikeout, which was late in the game, left 2 runners on. Dylan Dreiling with the strikeout in the last inning, down. The last 2 pitches he saw were right down the middle. He sat and watched him. He turned around, walked to the dugout. Robin Villeneuve 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts again tonight. Rich Chapman pinch hit in the 9th inning, struck out. At least he went down swinging. Hunter Ensley, good night for him. Good to see him swing good bat. He hit a no-doubt home run, which got this team going early in the game. He had a double in the 9th inning, which he had his double. Dean Curley walked. They had a chance. Cannon Peebles come up and hit for Cal Start. Cal Start, of course, had his typical night. He was 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Cannon Peebles watched one down the middle to end the game. You cannot do that. That just blows my mind, the amount of strikeouts that we have going here. And you look in turn at Ole Miss. So they struck out 8 times, but that seems just, I don't know, it seems like nothing compared to what Tennessee did tonight. 15 strikeouts. They only left 4 on base. But this team has got to fix the strikeout problem. It is a major issue for Tennessee. It's a major issue in SEC play. And especially, they get break. I like the move Tony Vitello made late in the ball game. You had the bases loaded. Robin Villeneuve was coming up. You had your Ole Miss guy who was throwing strikes at the time, who had good breaking stuff that come in. It was Mallets for Ole Miss. And Mallett's problem, he had 2 walks tonight, but he and no strikeouts, but they pinch hit Dalton Bargo. I actually thought when the ball was hit that Bargo had lined out to first and there was 2 guys off and that they were getting ready to get a triple play. On replay, it showed that, it did bounce in there, but Ole Miss got to force at second. Looked like a lot of confusion on the play. They went to throw it to first, threw it wild. Tennessee got 2 runs to tie that. Billy Amick, Kavaris Tears both scored, and then Tennessee got a run later on where Christian Moore got, if I'm not mistaken, it was Moore who got Cal Stark. Yeah, that's what it was. I was watching more basketball when that happened, but kind of keeping up going on. But, that was an instance they come through, and then they turned it over to the bullpen, which I'm going to go on about here in a minute as, do we have a lot to be concerned about with this team, or is it something that'll get fixed in due time? You think of it last year, this team at one point in time, they were talking they may not even make the NCAA tournament, only for them to make the College World Series. But I have a lot of concerns about to say it can be a good hitting team. They're fun to watch when they're doing their thing, but my concern with them is the strikeouts. Got to put the ball in play. Dalton Bargo puts the ball in play. Something happened. He strikes out. It doesn't happen. You got Robin Villeneuve just going up, swinging at any breaking ball that comes in. You can't do it. More striking out. This team strikes out. I'm going on and on about it. I'm curious to see how they bounce back tomorrow. You've got to change your approach. Something has to change. If you're going to swing at these crazy breaking balls, why are you taking pitches right down the middle? I watched numerous guys take fastballs down the middle, yet they'll swing at these crazy breaking balls. I do not get it. I don't get it. It's infuriating. It is maddening with this team. We'll switch over to the pitchers and the bullpen. I'll talk about Drew Beam and his outing tonight. He went 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 5 strikeouts on the night. That's good enough. That's good enough to win. Tennessee did have 1 error as Cal Stark, runner was throwing. Just a bad throw. The third, if it had been on the money, it would have had to have shot to get him. Billy Amick, of course, didn't block it. It goes into the outfield. Ole Miss gets a run out of that. They get, more runs after that. And the thing that's bothered me with the pitching is how this staff is being managed. I thought Bean starting to get hit a little bit. I tell lefty man, I know you go with your guys sometimes on it. But then A.J. Russell comes in. Really thought he would start tomorrow. They come in. He went 3 innings tonight. He gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts. He got pulled out. Concerns I heard on the post game. He said there was some forearm issues. So hopefully it's nothing serious that'll keep him out any amount of time. But I don't know, man. I'm just not getting how the pitching staff's being managed. And then he brings Aaron Combs in. Aaron Combs was 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit. He did not get charged with any runs, but he allowed the go-ahead runs to come in, even though he did inherit them. But he did allow them. He's having a poor year right now. And the funny thing about this is that 2/3 will lower his ERA. But that's the cruelness of it. Sometimes the game that you make a change. Combs is just a poor year so far. And it's one I think coming into the year, Tony Vitello wanted to be the closer. He went to him tonight. It backfired on him. They have to find a closer. To me personally, I still think Nate Snead's the guy, but you're probably going to see Snead start tomorrow. Maybe Snead's the Sunday starter moving forward. I don't know how they do with it because I don't think they know how to plan with A.J. Russell. I really thought coming into the year that Causey and Snead were going to be relievers and big options. Now they're having to be relied on to throw a lot of innings for this. I don't know where they go with this bullpen, but they have issues. They have issues, and they have trust issues back here. I could go on about starters and what the fix should have been with this. I don't need to keep going on about that. We know what it was. I mean, 2 potential guys that could have been on this staff this year wasn't, and it's made a huge difference. And it's hard to replace those kind of guys that leave like they did too. But, not to beat a dead horse there, but they've got to figure something out. It's one thing if you got a guy who's throwing high 80s, 90s, can locate. It's another thing they've got a couple guys throwing about that speed and they're having trouble with location on it. Russell, his problem was he was struggling with command tonight. He'd get a couple strikes. He'd have to groove it because his command was off. He got hit. I mean, there's command issues. There's too many walks going on with this staff. Frank Anderson's going to have to figure it out with this staff because frankly, I think it's a poor job that's being done this year. And, a lot of these things were camouflaged by playing weaker competition. Now that you've stepped up and you're playing SEC competition, you played Alabama, which is a good team last weekend. You're playing a good team in Ole Miss this weekend. I'm curious to see how this team bounces back tomorrow. You get that win tomorrow, you win the series. That'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be a good weekend. And I said it coming in when I previewed it. If you win 2 out of 3, that's a good weekend. Anytime you do it in SEC, you can manage with it. So I'm going to hold, should we be worried right now? I'll answer that more tomorrow. As of now, is there some concern for me? Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of concerns about this pitching staff, and I'm starting to get concerned about this hitting when they're facing better opponents. Credit to Ole Miss's pitcher tonight, Liam Doyle, and Vitello talked about him. He said he had good stuff tonight. He only had 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. I don't know the answer. Guys are too aggressive at some points and not aggressive enough. And it doesn't make sense to me how they're aggressive on breaking balls, but let fastballs go by. Somebody's got to answer that one for me because it makes no sense to me. But I will have a pregame or a postgame wrap tomorrow for Game 3 of the series. Hopefully we'll come back with happier news on that. Basketball Vols win tonight, advance to the Sweet 16. Hopefully you'll check out some of the videos I released on that. Plus had a live stream tonight. If you didn't catch that, hope you'll catch a little bit of that as well. But my name's Frank Rock. This is the House Farting Sports Channel coming at you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this thing out And I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. It is free, doesn't cost anything. But have a happy Sunday, guys. And as always, go Vols.